Number 2, Sittner. Number 33 behind them. It's still Gary Ailes holding on. He's up against the best of British touring car drivers now, and he's doing extremely well. But Sittner's got a problem. Look, Rouse is pulling away. Sittner fiddling with the switches. Something's happened, and Belm is going through. Ray Belm with Jeff Allen, number 6 on the right, who is in 2nd place, I remind you. Ray Belm in number 12 BMW has closed right up, and it looks as though whatever is afflicting John Cleland is also afflicting Jeff Allen. And the significant thing is that the 2 BMWs are on Yokohama tyres, the 2 Vauxhalls are on Dunlop, so maybe the Yokohamas are more suitable for the circuit. It certainly looks like it for Ray Belm. He has gone through up into 2nd position. So down to 3rd place goes Jeff Allen. So it's Hoy, Belm 2nd, Allen 3rd, Rouse 4th. We're in car with Sittner. He's down to 7th place behind Gary Ailes. Now, that is not Andy Rouse in front this time. It's his teammate, Gary Ailes, because Sittner lost 2 places with whatever the problem was that made him fiddle about with those switches. And now he's struggling to catch and get past Gary Ailes. And he looks as though he's going to succeed here. Ailes struggling to close the door on the apex of the corner. He succeeds. But he's going to have to fight very hard to keep what is obviously a tremendously determined Frank Sittner behind him. And they are both starting now to catch John Cleland's Vauxhall in 5th position. There it is. Cleland 5th, Ailes 6th. Sittner number 2 in 7th position. Well, there is Sittner. And Sittner really pushing it. And there's Bristow in the background. Out of Russell. Just imagine, these drivers are absolutely on the ragged edge between staying on the circuit and flying off it. John Cleland tucked down behind the windscreen. He's not nearly as tall as Jeff Allen, and he seems to peer through the steering wheel rather than over it. Not that it slows him very much, but it looks as though he's going to lose the place now. Ailes is challenging him. Gary Ailes is pushing John Cleland very hard indeed for 5th position, and Sittner is pushing Ailes very hard indeed for 6th place. Look at the 3 of them absolutely together through the windscreen of Sittner's BMW. And Ailes must go through here because he'll have the inside line when they turn right. He does it. Gary Ailes moves up into 5th position at the S's, passes John Cleland. Now it's going to be Frank Sittner's turn, or is it? Will Cleland be able to hold the BMW back? They're coming up to Coram now, 130. This'll test the tyres. Look at them, almost sliding off, and Sittner's got the inside line. He's going to go through. He has gone through. He's up into 6th position. So it is Ailes 5th, Sittner 6th, down to 7th goes Cleland, right behind him is Bristow. And I think it won't be very long before Lawrence Bristow is up into 7th place. Here's Rob Gravitt, 15th, he's rejoined the circuit, but the Trackstar Sierra is not going at all well. We're in car here with Andy Rouse, 4th position, Jeff Allen ahead of him. Are Allen's tyres tired? We'll soon know, because Andy Rouse has gained an enormous amount of time and distance on the Vauxhall Cavalier ahead. They're going down the Rivet Straight at 140 miles an hour, up towards the S's. Now Allen's okay on the straight because there's no stress on the tyres, but when he gets into a corner, they can lose grip if they're worn, and that's where Andy Rouse could go through. Well, out of the S's, up to the bridge, under the bridge, into Coram, and Andy Rouse, sure enough, goes through up into 3rd position. Look back at Jeff Allen's Vauxhall, and you can see from the momentum that Andy Rouse had that he's pulled away from Jeff Allen. Race order then. Will Hoy, Ray Belm, Andy Rouse up into 3rd place. Down to 4th place goes Jeff Allen. In car with Sittner, going through and up into 5th place ahead of Gary Ailes. So Frank Sittner has finally worn number 33, Gary Ailes' Toyota down, and he's moved up a place. And Harvey, this is Tim Harvey we're with now, attacking John Cleland. Tim Harvey recovering from the tail of the field, going past 8th position man, John Cleland, taking the place from the Vauxhall. There's been change after change at Snetterton. But all the time, Will Hoy, just as he was at Silverstone, has been out at the front. And here he is, being pursued by Ray Belm. There's no team orders that I know of. We're in car with Hoy, on his way to his 2nd successive win with only 2 laps to go in this 20-lap race. It's been an effortless drive for Will, just like Silverstone, and with Ray Belm 2nd, it's a superb effort by the VLM team. 1st and 6th at Silverstone, now 1st and 2nd at Snetterton, and that's a reward for meticulous car building and thorough pre-race testing. They're beating the Works BMWs, they're beating the Vauxhalls, and if Hoy stays where he is, he's going to be way ahead in the championship. So, into Russell and out of it. Into the finishing straight, into lap 19 out of 20, 2 laps to go. The checkered flag. Now, I don't know what's happened. That's 18 laps completed, definitely. And Will Hoy obviously thinks so because he's charging on. He's not slowing down. Belm and Rouse have gone through. Well, I can't explain it, but it's 18 laps. And the result is that Hoy and Belm are 1st and 2nd in the 2 Vic Lee BMWs. Rouse 3rd in the Toyota, followed by Allen, Sittner and Ailes. But Hoy's taking no chances. He's going on at racing speed until he knows he's won. He's not slowing up at all. Is he going to get the confirmation this time? Yes, indeed he is. Hoy sees the checkered flag for the 2nd time, and this time he slows down. He knows he's won at Snetterton, and he's a very happy man.
So I was watching my pit board. It said 2 laps to go, and then I came around, and suddenly the checkered flag was waving, and there was nobody else going around. So I then realised I'd done 1 extra lap. But but it was well, nice to see the checkered flag early anyway.
But what about Frank Sittner's mystery on lap 11 when he was fiddling with those dashboard switches and was passed by John Cleland and Gary Ailes? Obviously some electrical fault.
Switched everything off, switched it on again, jammed it in a gear and kick-started it. It was still on two or three cylinders. I was coming into the pits and halfway around corner it picked up again, so I thought, oh, I'll go again. Set off again, it's going like a bomb. I mean, if that hadn't happened, we would have had a very interesting race indeed.
And now, after 2 rounds, Will Hoy leads the championship by a commanding 20 points clear of Jeff Allen. But no points after all for poor Gary Ailes. He was disqualified for, of all things, having lost his windscreen wiper arm. Now, that's a tough decision, but I bet